tonight a look at nuisance properties that serve as a breeding ground for crime and junk. And they lead to SWAT calls and sometimes standoffs. Now one resident is voicing major concern over safety and the value of their property. I'm going to show you who's responsible for cleaning up these properties. And while it's not usually a fast fix, these flop homes are on the city's radar.
Up on Wicks Lane.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Take a look at that.
Paul Waller is fed up.
Just garbage being thrown on the ground.
For months, he's seen junk pile up on the property next door.
You watch your property values go down and having to look at all this stuff.
And there are properties just like this all across the city. Police say there's more here than what meets the eye.
There's drug use, there's sometimes violent crime.
Police call them flop houses, homes that can be a hotbed for crime.
While police haven't labeled the property next to Waller as a flop house, they did so with this property after a raid that took 5 hours in early November. It all happened after the killing of a father and his 1-year-old baby. Police ended up pulling 10 different people out of this house, detaining them.
So what is a flop house?
I mean, you do have people that just allow people to stay with them, because they have fallen on hard times or whatever. And maybe they do that frequently, so I guess we would call that a flop house. But the ones that cause us the most concern or the most resources are the ones that then go hand in hand with other activity.
And oftentimes sucking up city resources when police respond.
Well, it's just a breeding grounds of criminal activities.
It's just people utilizing the space.
But here's where the difficulty lies. Police don't have the legal oversight over property owners, making solutions to address crime and junk complex.
I have 3 properties within 100 feet of each other here.
Code Enforcement Officer Chris Simpson took me on a tour of some of the over 30 properties listed by the city as decaying structures or nuisance properties. Sometimes his cases are flop houses.
This would be, again, that slang term of a flop house. There was 10 people in and out of this thing on the regular. Obviously, there was some possibly narcotic activity, the people with warrants.
This property now boarded up, cleaned up, and sitting on the market.
So now it's safer and cleaner and better for the community, just the way it sits even burned out like this.
But in other cases, people collect too much stuff without the means to clean it up.
It's just junk.
Flop house or not, code enforcement acts as the city's legal strong arm to deal with problem properties.
We don't want these type of properties in our town.
As safety remains in focus for residents like Waller.